Thank you for having me once again. I'm Clarkson O. Adebayo. I'll be speaking on the legal perspectives of peer pressure in relation to crime. Before we log in, please ensure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, peer pressure is not a defense to a crime. In most legal systems, including Nigeria, the fact that someone was pressured into committing a crime does not excuse them of criminal liability. The principle of mens rea, which is duty mind, and actus rea, which is duty action, does not, it still applies. If you intend to commit a crime or you participate in a crime, you are criminally liable, whether you were pressured or not. Now let's look at the juvenile justice consideration. When we talk about juveniles, we're talking about those that are below 17, that are 17 years and below. The court often recognize young offenders. The court often recognize young offenders, and um, this oftentimes influence the decisions of the court to mitigate their sentence. The fact that you're a young offender does not mean the court will acquit you and let you go. No, it will only enable the court to mitigate the sentence that would be passed on such an individual. So, being young doesn't excuse you from criminal liability. Four, crimes commonly linked to peer pressure. We're going to be looking at some crimes commonly linked to peer pressure. One is drug abuse and substance abuse. Drug abuse and substance abuse. The NDLEA Act frowns against drug abuse and substance abuse, and the same also accrues to peddling of drugs. If you are caught, you'll be punished by the law. Cultism and gang activities, particularly in schools, in secondary school, now even in primary schools, secondary schools, and tertiary institutions across Nigeria, we have issues of cultism. One of the fundamental reasons why people belong to such groups is because of peer pressure. Number three, theft, robbery, and cyber crime. What we know as Yahoo and internet fraud is all over the place today because of peer pressure. People are trying to become like their friends. Young people are trying to, become what they want to be like their friend. They want to be the reigning boy and the reigning girl in society, and because of continuous pressure from their friends, they key into such crimes. Four, sexual offenses, rape, and we have rape, we have carnal knowledge, having carnal knowledge of a young girl or even a young child, both boy and girl. All these are influenced by peer pressure. Number five, violence and riots. When we hear people, when we see people rioting, one of the reasons why others join those protests or riots is because of peer pressure from their friends. Some people, they don't even know what is happening there, but their friends will just tell them, please join us, let's join this riot, and you see they are part of it without having an idea of what the protest is all about. Number five, liability in group crimes. Now, one of the dangerous things about participating in group crimes is that you might just be the victim of circumstances. That is why you must stay clear of anything that has to do with crime. Once you are invited to be part of a group of people that are known for committing crime, it's better to run for your life, because everybody can be held criminally liable, and the person who is the arrowhead will be held fundamentally liable. But then everybody who participated, they will all be criminally liable. So under the Nigerian law and in other similar jurisdictions, when crimes are committed as a group, members may be held liable if one person took the lead. Other members will be held liable. Now, this is under the doctrine of common intention or joint enterprise. For instance, if a group of friends decides to just threaten someone, and one among them ends up killing the victim, all of them will be held criminally liable, but the person who murdered the person will be held for murder. The others may be held for manslaughter. You see, but none of them be would be excused of criminal liability. Number 6, responsibility of parents, schools, and society. Now, we have laws such as the Child Right Act. We have laws such as the Child Right Act and the Child Rights Law of Ogun State. These are laws that help to protect the interests of children. All right, and failure to supervise may bring about civil or moral liability. Now, though not usually criminal unless neglect arises to a very high degree. You know, in some foreign jurisdictions, when parents are not responsibly taking care of their children, the government can take those children away from them and take them to foster homes. All right, so the issue of parents taking care of their children is very fundamental, because when parents do not take care of their children, they take advices from their peers. Now, what are the preventive legal measures? To tackle the issue of peer pressure and the constant increase in crime committed by young people as a result of peer pressure? One is anti-courtesan laws. Now, recently the Ogun State established an anti-courtesan law to curtail the issue of courtesy in Ogun State, and so far it has been effective. We also have anti-courtesan laws, and again, the drug law. You know, the NDLEA Act is one of the acts that frowns against illegal consumption of drugs or trafficking of drugs. Now, awareness programs in schools are also part of the legal educational framework to curb peer-influenced crimes. These programs are targeted at helping young people to have healthy cycle, people that they can confide in and not be pressured into committing criminal acts. You know, while I was young, we belonged to clubs like Jet Club. We have Jet Club. We have other arts clubs like Press Club. Now, these clubs, they enable us to develop ourselves. You know, we have people that are mates who were challenging us to do better. Lastly, in summary, from a legal perspective, peer pressure is recognized as a social factor behind crimes, but it is not a justification or a defense in law. At best, it may reduce the punishment in juvenile cases, but individuals remain criminally liable for their choices. Thank you very much.